on neutral. Almost a full tank. Start. Oh. That sounds great. Woo! I have to get used to her all over again. A little bit different now with the exhaust and the tuner. So good to be back riding again. It's a little cool out, but that's okay. I am dressed for it. I'm not waiting a second longer to start this year. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me on my first ride of 2021. I greatly appreciate it. And this week I wanted to talk about 5 easy tips to keep motorcycling easy. Now, for you riders who have been riding for a while, you're like, yeah, duh, of course motorcycling's easy. However, if you are just starting out, maybe you started riding a motorcycle last year, maybe you got your learner's permit, maybe you just finished taking the MSF class, which I do highly recommend. Although you're finding things like a little overwhelming. Like, yeah, you have the classroom setting, but then once you graduate and you start riding, or even if you're just out riding on a learner's permit with friends, sometimes for some people motorcycling can become overwhelming. Learning how to ride can be frustrating sometimes for some people. So here are 5 tips to keep motorcycling easy. Number 1, remember why you wanted to ride a motorcycle in the first place. Think back. Was it that you were a passenger and you really enjoyed the feeling, so you wanted to start riding your own? Just take a moment to get in touch with the main reason that you wanted to ride, and then hold on to that, because that hasn't gone away, I'm sure. And then tip number 2 is for you to be you. And you're the only you can be, right? Right. And what I mean by that is, don't compare yourself to anybody else. You're you're going to have those people in your class that pick things right up. You're going to come across people who were just like, well, I've been riding for 18 years and I knew that. So don't compare yourself to anybody else. Nobody else is you. It's okay if you screwed up on that turn. It's okay if you didn't get your M endorsement on the first time that you took the class or the first time you took the test at the DMV. That's fine. Just keep being you and keep after it if this is a dream of yours. Because man, what a dream. I mean, it really doesn't get any better than this. Unless if the sun were shining, that would be about the only thing. Maybe a few degrees warmer. I'm not going to be that picky. This is a great dream to have, and I want to see you get it. Because I forgot the other 3 tips. All right. You don't try too hard. Start small and keep it simple. Don't try too hard. Start small and keep it simple. So now that I've reminded myself of what my tips are, tip number 3 is don't try too hard. This is just like anything else in life. If you study and study and study, and practice and practice and practice, and it doesn't matter what sport it is, if it's motorcycling, if it's golf, if it's baseball, if you're trying to hit it out of the park every time, you're typically going to get the exact opposite of what you're going for, right? You're not going to get what you want because you are trying way too hard. You're focusing on a goal that just might be unattainable. I mean, yes, practice, but don't practice to the point that you're trying to achieve perfection, because it just does not work like that. Practice, develop the skill, and then let it happen. You know, as they said in Moneyball,
Billy, we got 38 home runs and 120 RBIs.
Guys, you're still trying to replace Giambi. I told you we can't do it, and we can't do it. Giambi's on-base percentage was .477. Damon's on base, 324. And Almeida's was 291. Add that up and you get
1092.
divided by 3.
It's 364.
That's what we're looking for.
do I care how you get on base? No. The fact that you get on base is what counts. So don't try and hit a homer out of the park every single time you're up to bat. Relax. Don't try too hard and just let it happen. Which kind of sort of goes hand in hand with tip number 4, which is to start small. So if you are just starting out in motorcycling, start small. Go get your learner's permit. Have your learner's permit. Go with a good friend else who rides that you can trust. And go for just a mile. A mile out, a mile back. If you're taking the basic rider's course, you know that they start small as well. They don't have you jump on the bike and immediately pop it into first gear and go. You sit on the bike, you pick the bike up off the kickstand, and you start it, and then you turn it off. And then you start it, and then you turn it back off. And once you can do that, then they have you put it into gear, and you walk the bike across to the other side. Turn it around, walk it back. So start small. Set small goals for yourself. So much fun. This one and say that it's along the lines of enjoy the little things. It is all about the journey with a small portion about the destination. So no, that wasn't the tip. I have the memory of a gnat sometimes. So tip number 5 was actually to keep it simple. There are a lot of things that you can get out there that are for when you're riding the bike for you and for your bike. You don't need all of that equipment. True, you do need quality equipment, but you don't need all of it. So keep it simple. Get a good quality riding jacket, maybe something that you can use throughout a few seasons. Something that with a liner that comes out to help keep you warm when it's cool, and vice versa. A good pair of boots. They don't have to be HD footwear, but a good pair of riding boots. Jeans, important, and of course a good helmet. But beyond that, you really don't need anything else for you to be riding. For your bike, obviously, maintenance is a thing, so make sure your bike is well maintained, but you don't need the GPS. You don't need the Sirius XM, although I love Sirius XM, don't get me wrong. You don't need the LED lights. You don't need all the fancy bells and whistles that you can put on. You don't need heated grips. I have heated grips. I love them, but I didn't need them to just to start to get to riding. Keep it simple. Go out, go ride, and have fun. And for those who are wondering, yes, I am still working on that Pan America test ride video. I have not forgotten about it. However, this right here was definitely a priority for me. Those of you that ride get it. And those those of you who are learning to ride will get it. So definitely stay tuned, because as I said, that video is still in the works. The Pan America test ride that I had, that video I am still editing, and it is in the works. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when I upload new videos, then be sure to hit that bell. If you haven't already, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And I'll go ahead and say that if you give this video a thumbs up, your day is going to be that much better for it. And until then, next time, guys, please be safe. Be kind to one another. There's a lot of unkindness in the world. We need more kindness.